Ciao lovelies, it's Lunaria here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I'm turning this little display shelf that I found at the thrift store into a dollhouse curio cabinet that will decorate part of the dollhouse living room. So I found this little wooden, I think it's a display shelf at Goodwill for $4.75. And it has these little things on the back to hang it up on a wall, but I'm pretty sure that since it has the little feet on the bottom, I should be able to stand it up in the dollhouse. So, there we go. There's my little avatar for this one. So, I hope you guys are ready to make over this thing, but the first thing I'm going to have to do is clean it out. It is a little dusty and it needs a pretty good wipe down, so I think I should definitely start there. But I think this should be a good size for the dollhouse. I've got plenty of little dollhouse collectibles to put in it, so let's go. So to clean it, I started trying to just use like paper towels to get the dust out. But they kept getting like snagged on the wood and it kept leaving paper towel fibers everywhere, which I wasn't super thrilled about. So eventually I decided to switch to essentially just like Clorox cleanup wipes because I realized that those would be way more effective. You could use probably glass cleaner on that window, on the door, because the thing is that was a pane of glass. And it is a pane of glass, so you could definitely use glass cleaner, but I didn't really feel like I needed to use glass cleaner on it because it doesn't need to be like super streak free, because it's in a miniature scale, you don't really notice that. So I'm sure that there's like some benefit to doing so, but I personally just didn't really see where that played into it. So I basically went over the entire thing, dusting it and just trying to get all of the dust and whatever else was on the surface of everything off with the Clorox wipe. And of course, while doing this, I also had to make sure to get up and under each shelf, as well as like the corners, everything else. The wipe worked pretty well. I think this was a good way to do it, and I don't think I would change anything doing it again. I just think I may go back to this and add something, maybe a varnish or something, to help keep it from getting dusty again. But, you know, dollhouse furniture tends to pick up a lot of dust, and even though this isn't a dollhouse furniture piece originally, it will eventually pick up more dust as it sits in the dollhouse. So just clean the door with like a very rectangular motion to kind of avoid streaks. And yeah, I'm going to speed up this footage because this is literally just me cleaning the thing, and I don't know why I didn't speed it up yet, so 1 second. Alright, so now that that's all cleaned up, I'm going to put it into the dollhouse. I'm trying to decide what room to put it in, but I honestly think it'll fit in the living room. It's just a little bit shorter than the ceiling in there, but I really do think it will make a great statement piece for the dollhouse living room. I've got plenty of little collectibles, like I said, that will fit in here. You could probably store blind box collectibles in here, honestly. So I'm just checking here to see if it fits, and oh, thank goodness it does. Just barely. Alright, so that's, I think, how I'm gonna place it for now. So now I have to fill it, which means I'm tilting it towards the camera so you guys can see the stuff I put in it, but it's a bit big. I don't know if you notice, my avatar is a bit small compared to it, but it's a bit large. I think it's just going to be a different scale, and sometimes that happens, especially with like found miniatures where you're just turning things into dollhouse minis, so don't get discouraged if something you find is a little too big for your dollhouse. Alright, so I filled mine up with little collectibles. Most of these are from little blind bags or toy sets that I had. Some of them are from like the Lost Kitties blind bags because they come with those little extras. Some of these were like little capsule toys. The purple cat is a pencil topper. The little mirror I made, the little straw hat, was a earring charm. The little alien friend was from an Among Us figure. So really, you can put whatever you want in there. As long as it matches the vibes of your dollhouse, I think it's alright. So now I'm just going forward and adding basically the rest of the furniture back in that I had taken out. So I'm sliding back in this couch here. This couch I got with my first ever dollhouse. It's a little like Victorian-esque one, very cute. I'm just sliding our view over so that we can see. It took me forever to figure out what I wanted to put next to the couch, and I decided to put it, I was thinking about doing this little clock. It's a little like floor clock or whatever. It's a timer, a little hourglass, is inside of it. It's really cool. I found that also at a thrift store. Honestly, the thrift store like house section has a lot of really cool stuff. Like, I would recommend highly looking through those collectibles or like those little ceramic figures, stuff like that, because you can really find some good stuff. Especially stuff that you wouldn't think about using for minis, but you definitely can. Also, speaking of using things that you wouldn't expect to create miniature scenes and add dimension to the mini dollhouse, I wanted to put this little figure that I have in what looks like a display case. So this is a little water bottle top. This is from one of those little juices that has the little figure on the top as like a collectible dome or whatever. And the idea behind putting it in the dollhouse was that it would be kind of like a display case. Like, they have like this really cool thing on display in their house. I wasn't entirely sure if I wanted to put this directly on the floor or if I wanted it to be up on something because the height was a little off. To be fair, the scale in my dollhouse is all over the place, so I wasn't really sure what to do. At first, I thought I could probably use like a stool from the dollhouse or a table, so I did try to use the stool chair thing, little plastic table from the Dollhouse Dollar Tree set that I got, that it goes to the vanity that's upstairs, but it didn't really give me the height that I wanted. It also didn't sit underneath of the dome correctly, so it was a little frustrating to deal with because it really just didn't work the way I wanted it to. Here, you guys can see that here. So that's what I tried to use first. And then, yeah, you can see it didn't quite fit on top correctly, and I couldn't really balance it in a way that I liked. This is just me struggling with it, because I was not sure if I wanted to keep doing this or not. Yeah, it's just not what I was hoping for, so I decided to not use that. Next, I grabbed a little chest, a little treasure chest toy. This is, I think, from a My Little Pony set. I don't know, I got it from Song. I don't know what it's from, but I thought that might work, and it looked okay, but I really did just want it to be on the floor as like a little display piece, so I decided I didn't really need that extra height, because it really just added a lot more problems with trying to figure out what would make it the correct height. So I thought that looked okay. I also love how you can see through the doorway into the other room. You can see all like the furniture stacked up in there. The whole dollhouse is a huge mess right now. I'm trying to get everything cleaned, organized, set up, just so that whatever doll family moves in will have a clean house. Alright, so I wanted to end this off with some doll photography and some pictures of the Curio cabinet itself. These are heavily inspired by the pictures that my Froggy Stuff has at the end of her videos, so shout out to her. Her stuff is amazing and I've loved it for years. Very inspiring. So now, I want to remind you to stay awesome. Remember to love yourself, and I will see you in my next video, post, or whatever comes next. Bye, lovelies!